Om Shanti. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes.
All right. So a very good evening to all the participants of SiT retreat. So as you all know, SiT stands for Spirituality in IT, which is a monthly retreat exclusively designed for IT professionals. So this is yet another a retreat with a very fresh topic, how to handle adversities, and for which we have Brother Mohit with us today to help us understand how to handle adversities. Just to give you a brief about Brother Mohit. Dr. Mohit Gupta, currently working as Professor of Cardiology in GB Pant Hospital and Medical Superintendent of Cardiac Sciences. He is also the cardiologist in Parliament Health Annexure for Honorable Members of Parliament and others. He is a Secretary of Delhi Branch of Cardiological Society of India and Chairman of Delhi Intervention Council. He did his post-graduation and super specialization from Maulana Azad Medical College and associated Lok Nayak Hospital and JB Pant Hospital. Dr. Gupta has a distinct achievement of getting more than 18 gold medals and 5 silver medals in the medical career. Dr. Gupta has been nominated as Fellow of American College of Cardiology and Society of Coronary Angiography and Intervention and Asia Pacific Society of Intervention Cardiology and American College of Cardiology and Cardiology Society of India. He has recently also been elected as Fellow of European Society of Cardiology. He has been recipient of prestigious D.B. Basu Memorial Award for the Young Scientist of the Year by Cardiology Society of India. Dr. Gupta is principal investigator of many research trials being conducted globally. Dr. Gupta was recently honored with Excellence in Cardiology 2018 Award by Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Mr. J.P. Nadda, for his excellent research in genetics. He was awarded Bishan Swarup Young Scientist of the Year Award in 2018 by Honorable Vice President of India. He was honored by Dr. Radhakrishnan Distinguished Teacher Award. Dr. Gupta has been involved in extensive genetic research on hypertension, acute coronary syndromes. He has more than 150 publications to his credit. He has been instrumental in starting research work investigating adjunctive role of meditation in coronary artery diseases. Dr. Gupta has been associated with the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University from his childhood, that is more than 33 years now, and practices Raj Yoga meditation daily. He has blended scientific evidence of spirituality in his lectures. He has given more than 800 lectures and conducted symposiums all over the world in US, UK, Oxford and Cambridge University, Africa. He is a regular speaker at prominent functions at International Yoga Day. He spoke at DRDO and other government organizations on topics of stress management and easy life for busy people. Another recent program was held by Vigyan Bhavan, where he spoke on calmness and chaos for cost accountants of India. He believes that practicing Raj Yoga meditation helps one in having a holistic approach to any disease. So there's a long list of achievements of Dr. Gupta. So we are very fortunate to have you, Brother Mohit Gupta, to help us understand this topic, how to handle crisis or how to handle adversities. So over to you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, and thank you so much, Sister Shivani, for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you so much, the SiT group, and thank you everyone who have taken out their time to join today evening. And well, I'm going to talk to you about something that is very unique, very Interesting topic, and probably one of the less explored dimensions of our own life, and that is the adversity quotient. Before I start discussing this particular topic, I would request all of you to please take out only few minutes or few seconds of silence for this great, wonderful divine soul, our most respected Adani Rajyogini Dadi Hriday Moini ji, the chief of Brahma Kumaris, who left her mortal coil a couple of days back. And one of the most wonderful, most pure, most simple, most royal souls I've had a chance to interact with. Very few people leave a very deep impact on your own self, on your thoughts, on your personality. And probably she is one of those divine souls who has impacted my life and millions of life worldwide. And probably she was one of the wonderful souls who has imbibed the teachings of Almighty Shiva so beautifully that we are able to knit them into this beautiful session today called the adversity quotient. In this particular session, I would be taking you on a beautiful journey. I'm not going to be very technical with you, but all of you who have joined here today can actually revisit their own life and see that what are the things that you can transform, not others, you can transform in your life to create a beautiful, happy, and a stable life. Secondly, you might have an opportunity to interact with me today. I will be speaking out, putting different situations in front of you. I would request that you can raise your hand and probably unmute. Sister Shivani would be mentoring that, and we can interact and answer, speak your heart out at that particular situation. In case you have any questions and comments, we would be very happy that you can type them in the chat box and we can take them all together in the end. I have nothing to disclose as far as this talk is concerned, besides that I'm a regular meditator for last 35, 36 years now, along with my family. And the most interesting part that why we are talking today about adversity quotient is that we are responsible for this. This is the gift of modern life. We have been gifted by two words that have taken control of not only our physical life, but also of our emotional state. Check these two lines and two words. These two lines are, I am busy, and the second one is, I don't have time. How many times in your not life, not month, not week, not day, but in an hour, we keep on saying repeatedly that I'm busy and I don't have time. And when I tell my mind that I'm busy, I'm telling my mind to function in a emergency mode. That's the reason. The word that makes us talk about the adversity quotient today is that we are living our life in an emergency mode. And emergency mode is not the right mode to live your life naturally. Emergency modes are used in certain emergency situations. But today we have changed and transformed our life so meticulously that instead of having a loving and a caring life, we all are running from right to left. And this is what happens because when adversity strikes our life, what am I telling myself? The moment adversity strikes my life, it may be from the people, from my own self, from the situations, from the nature, irrespective of where it is striking from. Suddenly, the mask that I am wearing, the mask that all of us are wearing in this life, the happy mask, though I am happy, I am rich, I am so much accomplished, that suddenly is taken off. And what comes out is the hidden face of emotions that we have in our life. Behind every mask, there is a face. Behind every mask, there is a face. And behind that face is a story, your story. That story, which is often full of people, of emotions, of situations, of memories, and of worry about the future. And this is what is happening today. Look at this. COVID so beautifully told us that the percentage of people who thought their mental health was much worse or in fact, it was a bit worse, was more than 75% last March. And this percentage has practically increased to 95%, predominantly for emotions. The fear, the panic, worry, and uncertainty is governing our life. This is the adversity, and we are living in an emotional pandemic. While we are managing different pandemics across in our life, today we are also a part of the emotional pandemic. And one thing that we all must remember, that whenever adversity strikes us, we know that nothing is sure. Anything can happen. But there is another part to it, that when nothing is sure, everything is possible. And to make that everything, to create that everything is what we are going to learn today. How beautifully I can design the way I want to respond in a particular situation. So adversity index, the stress index, or whatever we want to call it as, what is it? The adversity index or the stress that you are going to face is very simple maths. It's not very mathematical. It's about the pressure of the situation, pressure of the people, of the situation, of the nature of the governments. It is always going to be there. It is divided by the coping skills, that is your own choice. So you, if you cannot modify the pressure of the situation, the second place where you can act is, or we can act is, develop our coping skills. And if we develop our good coping skills, naturally our adversity index will go down. Our ability to manage stress will increase, and naturally our stress index will significantly decrease. So smooth seas are never going to make a skillful sailor. We all have heard. So never aim for a life which is very smooth. And it should not be, because it's the adversities, it's the challenges that give us an opportunity that we can design our own life. Typical of COVID times, well, many of the people emotionally and physically succumbed to this, but some of the people took this as an opportunity to fly away and create a beautiful life, all about balance. Nothing more than that. Completely about balance. Not prioritizing your work, money, and dreams, but prioritizing your happiness, prioritizing your family and life. The moment you shift your priorities, all these priorities at the base, you are choosing to create and increase a happiness index and decrease your adversity. That's the beauty of your life. That is what we all have to learn today. I'm not going to talk about some really good 10 or 15 point formula. We are going to interact and create beautiful situations. And you all, like a family, we all are a family. You all are going to actually tell me that, yes, this should be the answer and this is the way I should be responding. And the moment you choose, that simple choice will design your destiny. Let me tell you, I've learned to live in my life that to create and transform ordinary people to extraordinary people, it doesn't make or requires to do some great or big things. From ordinary to extraordinary is that little extra. And that little extra is your vibrations, your energy, your thoughts, the innate thoughts. And that is what we are going. So we are going to talk about the emotional outbursts, the reactions, where are the transformations that are going to happen, how we can run away from the bondages that we have created. What are the simple techniques? And we will practice simple, practical Raj Yoga meditation. You will love it. You will see scientific evidence that how beautifully meditation heals you in adverse situations. I'll show my own life examples and simple examples that it will leave you empowered. So let's begin our journey. And you all have read this particular quote that life is 10% of what is happening to you and 90% of how we react to it, isn't it? I remember reading it in Radiant Reader in my second A class when I was a kid, school-going child. And we used to accept, yes, that is perfect, that how I am reacting to a situation determines my life. But there is a serious problem with this quote, and the problem is the word reaction. The moment I choose to react in my life, reaction is often instantaneous. It's a burst. It may be unbalanced. It is often emotional, judgmental, and it may be negative also. Let us understand this with a simple situation. And I would like one of you to unmute yourself or raise your hands, and Sister Shivani probably can guide us at who will be interacting with us. So let us analyze. If today 180 of us are asked to meet up for an important meeting, and when we are asked to meet up for an important meeting, we leave our home, and the moment we are going towards our office or the meeting place, we find ourselves suddenly stuck up in this traffic jam, a typical Delhi or a metro traffic jam. And all of us are there in our separate cars. Just imagine this situation. You have to reach a meeting on time. The meeting is time bound. You are really in a hurry. You are getting calls repeatedly, but you are here in your car and you are stuck up in this traffic jam. My question to you is, when you are stuck up in this traffic jam, will the reaction or will the behavior of each one of us will be same or it will be different? Anybody? Only one word answer. It will be same or it will be different? Yes. You can type in your chat box also.
It will be different.
Different. It will be
It will
different.
be different. Naturally, perfect answer. You are absolutely right. It will be different. Okay. So, okay, I'm getting message that you want me to speak in Hindi or English or mixed. Which is more comfortable, Sister Shivani?
Mixed.
Mixed, okay. So
Actually, it's an IT program, so most of the participants, I guess, how many of you feel that you need Hindi translation? Could you please write it in your chat box so that we can look into it?
Mixed, sir, mixed.
okay, that's perfect. Okay, so
All
when
right.
we are stuck up in this traffic jam, as you rightly said, the reaction of each one of us is going to be different. Look at this. 95% of us, 95% of us will start getting irritated. हम में से कुछ लोग will start getting more irritated typically, and some of us we lose total control. हम completely अपने मन की स्थिति को हिला देते हैं. We are completely out of our mind, and this is happening in typically 95% of us, and we are creating anger in us. We are creating so much irritated that repeatedly I lose control over my life. But there are 5% of us out of those 180 people. There are 5% of us who have no effect of that traffic jam on their mind. They are sitting quietly in their car. They tell their office, you see, I'm stuck up in a traffic jam. I cannot help it. They start enjoying listening to the music. They work on a laptop. They connect, but they don't let their mind get disturbed. Mind you, the situation for all of us is same. Create, इसको समझना, हमारे लिए परिस्थिति absolutely same है, हम सबके लिए situation same है, but the behavior of each one of us is different. 95% anger, irritation, 5% cool, absolutely no effect. So my question to you is, who is responsible for our behavior? Is the situation responsible for our behavior, or we are responsible for our behavior? Yes. What would you say about that? Are we responsible for our behavior, or is the situation responsible for our behavior? What is your answer? Your answer is that we are responsible for our behavior. Perfect. That is the key. That is what we all need to understand. The moment I understand that I am responsible for the behavior, 95% of us are working on the reactive mode, or what we call as a autopilot mode. The stimulus comes and we react. The stimulus comes and we react. 95% of those who are getting angry continuously, the impulsiveness, the reaction. But 5% of us, 5% of us, we transform our impulsive behavior to a mindful behavior, a reactive behavior to a responsive behavior by having the same stimulus, but taking out time to pause and stop. That's the key. We give our mind a minute. We give our mind a space to tell that situations outside are not going to govern my happiness, my state of mind inside. That is my own personal choice. Same traffic, absolutely. But very, very important for us to understand it is that, very, very important for us to understand is that we are completely responsible for what we are creating in our life. What we are creating in our life. It's completely your choice. So today, family pressures are going to be there. Social pressures are going to be there. The nature is not going to be the way I want. Look at these COVID times. The professional pressures are always going to be there. People, professional pressures, the task of performance, the policies of government are often challenging. All these are having a very powerful effect on your mind. And look at this, a very sweet, humble, innocent you is sitting in between, trying to face the profession, the nature, the social life, the family life, the policies. And look, my question to you is, can you change your family? Not possible. Can you change your social life? Always not possible. You cannot deal with the government policies always. You cannot change the nature always. You cannot change your profession always. The very simple ways, just change yourself. The moment I choose to to bring transformation in my own life, completely I change my own life. I change my own responses. So, how do I check the stability of my emotions? If you get stressed easily, anxiety, grudge holding, not letting go of, the feeling of feeling misunderstood, blaming each other, getting offended over small things, assuming things repeatedly. If any of these things are happening repeatedly, अगर इनमें से कोई भी बात हमारे जीवन में रोज है, then today you are on the right journey. So what is the adversity question? It's the ability to withstand difficult situations. परिस्थितियां difficult हैं, to handle the adversities, but yet remain productive, capable, and stable throughout. You are doing everything, but you are remaining stable. So it's a science of human resilience. It's a science of human resilience. It's our ability to adapt well to stress and adversity and tragedy and trauma, and we are maintaining our happiness. People have talked about intelligence quotient. Yes, it's logical, attentive. It will get you a good job. EQ, it's about relations, about empathy at all levels, about understanding. People have talked about this spiritual quotient that brings tolerance, acceptance, assertiveness, positivity in our life. But when we combine all three, I've understood this thing very clearly in my life. When we combine all three, we come to what is known as the adversity quotient, about resilience. Your ability to maintain happiness, stability, and bounce back, being responsive and being independent in every situation. So, my dear friend, let us take some beautiful take-home messages that how do we inculcate this adversity quotient. Whenever we talk about adversities, a situation is adverse, we immediately look for transformation. Something has to change. Somewhere the change has to be there. But who is going to do that? How do I bring that change? The change has to be created in the inside processor, in my own mind. Often in our life, we ask people in difficult situations, in adverse situations, to change their behavior, to change their negativity, to change their, different situations. It is very, very important. We ask them to behave in a positive way, in a light way, in a more beautiful way, in a more calm way. But I have learned that it is not always possible to change the behavior of anybody. When you tell in your family to your children to please behave properly, how many times in our professional life we instruct people to be calm and to please behave properly? Is it possible to transform behavior of anybody? It is never possible to transform the behavior of anybody. Why? Because our behavior is the function of our belief system. हमारा व्यवहार हमारी मान्यताओं का कॉन्सिक्वेंस है. Look at the traffic jam. 95% of the people believed that traffic jam is stressful, and hence their behavior was negative, was anger and irritated. 5% of those people in the same situation, mind you, the same situation, they believed that traffic jam has no effect on their mind, and hence their behavior was positive and peaceful. They remained calm. So, when we give ourselves a rational, a logical, and evidence based belief system, we transform our behavior and we are able to manage the same difficult situations in more logical and beautiful. So, today I'm going to give you 6 to 7 new belief systems, evidence based belief systems, something that you will be speaking out. Yes, this makes logic. This is so natural. And when your mind, your heart, your subconscious mind is programmed to believe something by logic that it is right, your behavior will automatically. But if I tell myself, oh, Mohit, come on, behave properly, this is not the way you do the things. If my subconscious mind, my heart is not convinced, my behavior will change only 1 or 2 times. But again, I'm fizzle out to the same old behavior and create the same old destiny. Old ways are not going to open new doors. So if we want to open new doors, the new belief system has to come up. And that is by belief, changing belief, because belief changes our processing system. So let us do the first exercise. Whenever we talk about adversity question, I would request only one of you to unmute and participate with me in answering this. So whenever we are faced with adversities, we are in search of change. We are in search of change. Look at this picture. Can any one of you unmute and identify what you can see in this picture? Please speak out your name. I'm seeing Ruchika. Yes, come on, Ruchika. Please.
Sir, I'm Arun.
Okay, come on, please go ahead. What are you able to see in this picture? Come on, quickly. Only 5 seconds. Yes, one.
Yeah, answer.
Yeah, please go ahead.
In the conditions of adversity, this flower is.
I am just asking
blooming.
you, nothing.
Man.
I'm just asking you,
Man.
what are you able to see in this picture? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shall I?
Man,
Desert
man.
and blooming flower.
Yeah, there is a person sitting on the nose.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
Two.
person sitting on the nose.
Only one person, please. Request only one person, please. Come on.
2 person.
There is
Very good.
another
Second.
person and the neck.
Yes. Third.
Then there it appears
A
that
woman. A woman moving.
fire also
Yeah, answer
is visible.
Answer क्या?
Okay.
A
Anything
woman
else?
with head.
Okay.
A girl
Anything
with
else?
heart is going. A girl
Okay.
with heart is there.
Okay. Chalo, let us see. Let me answer it. Come on, mute off. Look at this. If I'm saying that in this picture you are able to see a man with a beard, you are able to see a beautiful scenery with some plants, you are able to see a flower, you are able to see a home. Are you able to see that home? Right? So, second thing, if I'm telling you, look at this man. The same picture, when you magnify, you see another man. Instead of the eyes of this person, in the eyes of this person, if I say this is not eyes, this is the home that I'm able to see. This is a hut that is present there in form of eyes. Am I right or wrong? I'm absolutely right. You see, so you can see a person, you can also see another person. Like a nose, you can see a girl, a lady. You can also see eyes, and you can also call them a hut or a home. So you can have multiple interpretations from the same picture. And if I am to say that is any one of you right or is any one of you wrong, it is very difficult to answer, because all of you are right in your own perspective. According to your own self, your own interpretation, you are answering what you are able to see. आपको जो चीज इसमें दिखता है उसी को आप बाहर पुट आउट करते हैं. जैसे अभी 4 लोगों ने बोला, somebody says we are able to see a girl, somebody says we are able to see a person has a nose, somebody says we are able to see a person with a beard, and I am saying that there are 2 huts also, there is a scenery also, there is a farmhouse also. So everything is right, and it all depends upon how beautifully or how logically we are interpreting this picture. And what does it tell us? It tells us that life is all about perspectives. It's our perspective that changes everything. When the adverse situation is there, when the traffic jam was there, the situation was same for everyone. But how beautifully we are changing or we are looking at that particular situation decides our behavior. And that is why Dr. Robert Von Doyer has beautifully said that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at, they change. If you change the way you look at people, the people you look at change. And if you change the way you look at situations, the situations you look at, they change. So managing adversity, the first powerful message and the key is change your perspective to change your life. दृष्टिकोण को परिवर्तित करने के द्वारा अपने मन की आंखों को चेंज करते हैं हम लोग. व्हाट वी आर चेंजिंग इज अवर पर्सपेक्टिव, अवर मान्यता, अवर बिलीफ सिस्टम. You are completely able to change your perspective. That is why repeatedly calling situations as negative, people as negative, their behavior as irritating, things are not always going to be the way I want them to be. People are not going to be the way I want them to be. But the only thing is, I change my perspective towards them. I create a more positive and a more holistic perspective. In the middle of every adversity, there is always an opportunity. And that opportunity is to look at the positive side of the picture. Again, go into the same traffic jam. 5% of the people, they are not seeing traffic as a traffic jam. They are detached from that particular situation and they are creating inner calm and inner stability. So once you want to change your perspective, to change your life, the second thing is we have to create a very powerful control system in our own life. And what is that control system? Look at this box. The control system is right there in our own mind. The uncertainty has a huge impact. I remember a beautiful story of a person who was a sailor, a cruise ship sailor, captain. And when he was on his penultimate journey, suddenly, with 5,000 people on board on his cruise ship, suddenly he saw that there was a large big storm right there in front of his ship. His ship was shaking from right and left, and people were seeing as if their death was near. They were wondering that what this captain is going to do. And everybody was asking him. So he asked them to remain absolutely quiet. And what he did was, after some peaceful and mindful thinking, he started sailing his ship or steering his ship right into the center of the storm. People started shouting, "Oh, what are you going to do? This way we are going to die." He said, "Please remain quiet." And after some time, when he steered his ship right into the center of the storm, he saw that there was utmost calm in the center. There was storm all around, and after a few hours, when the storm subsided, he again quietly and smilingly switched on his ship and started cruising towards his journey. So people were very impressed and they came to that person, that captain, that experienced old man, that why and how did you think about this? So he smilingly said that my experience shows that in the eye of the storm, you remain in control. The second message, when situations, when adversities are striking all around you, the only thing that you have to control is your own mind. It's all about your own mind. That's the beauty. That is the place that where you all have to strive. Spirituality teaches us that transformation is an inside phenomenon. People are not going to change. The adversities and situations are not going to change. But when I am able to make my mind my best friend, the situations completely start transforming when I am changing my own thought process. Your mind in a single day is generating 50 to 70,000 thoughts. And Natural Science Foundation tells us that out of those 50 to 70,000 thoughts, you would be surprised that 90 to 95% of our thoughts 90 to 95% of our thoughts are repetitive, are waste, are negative thoughts. आप सोचो, एक factory, one factory, out of 50,000 products, if 48,000 are repetitive, waste, and negative products, then what is the quality of our output? Only 5% of our conscious thoughts are positive, powerful, and purposeful. If only 5% of our life is positive, powerful, and purposeful thoughts, then practically this reveals the quality of our existence. We are governed by our subconscious mind, which is programmed. जिसको हम बार बार कहते हैं मेरी हैबिट है, मेरी आदत है, आई एम यूज टू बी लाइक दिस, आई एम लाइक दिस, मेरी पर्सनैलिटी इस तरह है. Who makes you form this personality? Understand this. It's about your repetitive thinking. When you are repetitively telling me that I am an angry person, my thoughts are creating anger, I transform my whole personality as an angry person. But if I tell repetitively my mind that I am a loving and a caring person, your subconscious mind is programmed to tell you that you are a loving person. In the adversities, it's all about the quality of thoughts that you create. When the adversity is there, your negative thoughts are going to give you a negative choice. A negative choice is going to give you a negative behavior. A negative behavior, a negative feeling, a negative emotion, and again, a negative response and a negative life. How will we transform our life? Oh, I am well equipped. I have this, I have people around me. But understand that is my mind going to function in those adverse situations the way I want it to be? It's nothing outside. Managing adversities is about managing your thoughts. It's completely about changing and beautifying, making your thoughts positive. If you transform your thoughts from negative to positive, you redesign your thoughts, you reprogram your thoughts. When you change the things inside you, the things outside have to change. There is no way it won't happen. Take it from me today. It has to happen. If you choose to create positive thoughts, you are attracting positivity in your life. You are creating your future. Your every thought is creating your future. So if you repetitively use in your day, I am busy, I don't have time, you are right. If you repetitively say, I won't be able to do this, you are absolutely right. But if you say, I am not busy, but I am be easy in my life, again, you are absolutely right. If you say, I can and I will do, irrespective of whatever the situation is, again, you are absolutely right. Because your thoughts are creating your destiny. I will sometimes show you scientific evidence that how beautifully your thoughts are changing your genes, your body, you're affecting your relations, your nature, your food, water, and your atmosphere. So inculcate positivity in your thoughts. Put beautiful ingredients into your food. So your mind is a reservoir of 50,000 thoughts, and you have to put whatever you want to put it in. If you want to put positivity, your choice. But if you want to say, I want to be pessimistic, I think, oh, this is not going to work out. Oh, these lectures do happen, but nothing practical is working out. You are absolutely right. It is not going to work out for you because we are not accepting that change is a inside. Do this not for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, or 1 week. Do this for only 2 hours. Change your thoughts for 2 hours and see you change your life, transform your life completely. Optimism leads to power. Pessimism leads to weakness, my dear friend. So my second powerful message to you is adversity is all about managing your thoughts. It's about making your mind your best friend. In Raj Yoga meditation, we tell our own selves that don't control your mind. It's never possible to control your mind, but make your mind your best friend. Friend will always listen patiently. But if you try to control somebody, it is never possible. It will run from here and there and here and there, and ultimately you will get tired because you won't be able to take out anything out of it. So very important is to transform and making your mind your best friend. Whenever the adversities are striking, we are having a beautiful and a simple silent talk. That is called a simple self-talk. People are telling you will be able to do it. Everybody will say, oh, you will be able to do it. Some people will say it is difficult. I don't think you will be able to make it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people are saying, but the management of adversities is all about what kind of self-talk you are having with yourself. You may be saying outside, oh, don't worry, I'll be able to do it. I would be able to manage it. 100% I'll create my destiny. But inside, if there is a sense of fear and uncertainty, that is actually taking away the power in you. Look at this. Your own mind telling and whispering into your ear that will you be able to do it or not? That's enhancing your emotional vocabulary. Meditation and spirituality tells us to create a very positive self-talk. Whenever you are sleeping in the night and when you get up early in the morning, there is a steady stream of internal dialogue that goes in our mind constantly below the conscious thoughts that I was telling in your subconscious mind. It's like air. It's always present. It's like air which is always there, but we are experiencing it, but we don't pay attention to it. So what I'm going to tell you today is every day, create a very powerful and a healthy self-talk. Oh, I made a mistake. That's fine. But I should not blame myself that I am so dumb. I appreciate myself. I accept myself. On the contrary, a negative self-talk. Oh, nobody appreciates me. I always feel that people blame me. Third thing, if I did a mistake, I did something bad. I should be modifying. That's perfect. That's very nice. But I don't become a bad person if I commit mistakes. That's not me. I'm able to improve myself. So the same situation, what are you telling to your mind? That's the self-talk. That's the way you are going to create your life. Looking and creating a positive self-talk helps you in managing adversities. It builds confidence, it builds self-love, attitude, which is deciding your altitude. It motivates you. It helps you to walk through the challenges, fly through the challenges, in fact, and it allows you to have a very powerful risk-taking. So every day, empower yourself. I have the capability. I will be able to manage this. I will be able to do this. I am a powerful and a peaceful soul. Raj Yoga meditation that we practice inculcates a very high level of positive self-talk. It inculcates the original self. It emerges, it creates, it makes you revisit your original folder of peace, love, power, purity, bliss, and happiness. This is you, and you keep yourself telling and reminding yourself that I am not peaceless. I am not a weak soul. I'm a powerful and a peaceful soul. And you tell yourself, you design your destiny. Any adverse situation, you will create a very pure and a powerful, happy self. When we are energizing our body, we are giving food to our body in adversities. It's all about what diet are we giving to our mind. Today, we have surrounded ourselves by print, social, and digital media. The feeling of pain and worry. That simple messages of WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and every day we start our life with a WhatsApp and Facebook good morning. We are sleeping in the light, again using those social, print, and digital media, and continuously that false sense of connection. But 99% of the times. You know, you open a television channel, 33 persons channels, and people are sitting and pouring mud over each other, transferring that mud over each other, and we are ready to accept that mud. And not only we accept that nuisance things, that negative things, but we are also transferring that negative energy, absorbing that negative energy, and radiating that negative energy to everybody in this world by pressing the forward button, by radiating the same negative news to everyone. What will happen? The negative emotions will increase. The worry, the uncertainty, the anxiety is going to increase. And why it happens, I'll explain you. Look at this, very simple. Even if you are not a doctor, आपको बहुत easily समझ में आएगा. Because whenever you are thinking negative, जब भी आप मन में चिंता उत्पन्न करते हैं, आपका emotional brain, there rational brain and there is a emotional brain. So आपका emotional brain, which is the limbic system, it is processing your emotions of pain, of negativity and worry. So when your negative emotions are repeatedly going into your limbic system, they stop or overpower your rational brain, and you lose your ability to think rationally when there is a flood of negative emotions that is happening, like in present day world. Continuously the sense of performing, the sense of busyness, the sense of negativity, the sense of overindulgence. And what happens? Our ability to think rationally completely goes off. Uncertainty makes our rational brain yield to the emotional brain. And what happens? When our brain is hijacked, you are no longer driving your life in adversity. Your fear, your emotions, negative emotions are driving your car. That is why when adversities are striking, you see, some people completely lose control. They are so much angry. And what do we say? Oh, please, iski baat par dhyan mat dena. Don't give much attention to his word, because he has lost his ability to think rationally at that time. When person is really angry, उसकी सोचने और समझने की शक्ति समाप्त हो जाती है. He loses control over himself. And that is why today we must understand that take out time to unplug yourself, to digitally and emotionally detox yourself. No doubt, technology has made us wiser, smarter, and faster. But my question to you is, पूछें अपने आप से, are we happier today? Are we happier today? How many times we are naturally able to create that joy and happiness? Right from the morning till evening, there is a sense of false connection. एक ही परिवार में हमने अनेकों परिवार बना दिए. We have created home within homes. Children are sitting in a family, mother and father are sitting in a family, husband and wife are sitting in a family. They are sitting in the same room or two different rooms, and they are connecting with each other by messaging on WhatsApp and Facebook. How are you? I'm fine. Where are you? I'm sitting in my room. What have you prepared for dinner? This is prepared. Please send food to me. And the food is going to the room, and we are very connected with each other. Is this the connection that we dreamed of? You know, how will we be able to manage and create beautiful and nurturing relations to create a happy and healthy life? Don't do this, because today science has clearly told us that those people who are digital addicts or mobile addicts, and compared to those people who are actually substance abuse addicts like opium, ganja, hashish, or different marijuana, their brain changes are absolutely same. This overindulgence or use of digital world is having a catastrophic effect on our mind, on our brain and thinking, on our productivity and growth, on our relationships and family, on our health and well-being. It's destroying. It's like a termite. It is literally taken and destroyed our own existence of life, and we will never be able to create that stability in our life. So I leave you with this simple, very powerful tool of digital detox. And why this digital detox? Because this programs your subconscious mind. That is your ability to manage, that is managing your adversity. That is actually playing the most important part in the adverse situations to take control of your life. The last 60 minutes of your day today, Do this for one day on my advice, only one day, the last 60 minutes of your day. Completely create a e-free zone. No WhatsApp, no social media, no digital media, nothing. I write something good. I listen to a good music. I meditate. I connect with all. I talk to my own self, positive self-talk. I reprogram my day, design my day for the next day. 60 minutes you do this, last 60 minutes. When you get up tomorrow morning, first 60 minutes, again, no mobile, no WhatsApp, no newspaper, please, absolutely no media. First 60 minutes, I connect with Almighty. I meditate. I listen to a good music. I listen to a good hymn. I listen to a good spiritual, read a good spiritual book. I connect with nature. I go out for a walk, but no information to my brain, no negative information. And then use your mobile throughout the day as much as you want. And in the evening, when you are sitting with your family, you're sitting with your family, completely switch off your phone or switch off the digital media. Absolutely nothing. For 40 minutes, talk to them face to face. Not like this, that you are talking to them and your mobile is like this. What are you doing? What? No, nothing like that. You talk to them face to face, connect with them, interact with them. The level of relationships will increase. It's been 45, 50 years in my family and our family. We are a family of 4 people. We have never missed a dinner together unless somebody is traveling or late from their work. That's an exception, but we always connect. And irrespective of what our profession is, you're a doctor, cardiologist, gastroenterologist, gynecologist, or entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. But we are asked to keep our mobile in a completely silent mode until and unless it is really necessary. Why? Because you connect with each other. You talk to each other. There are differences of emotions, of opinions, but that is the way you interact and create more love that strengthens your mind, that creates a more powerful immune system in your own, in your body. And that is what encourages you to manage adversities. Your support system is your own. So digitally detox in your life. My 4th simple message to you to manage adversity. And whenever adversities are striking, what happens? We have a flight of emotion. We have a flight of emotion. And we are actually in the search of the right thoughts, isn't it? We are really in the search of the right thoughts. So let us play a game, a very simple game. I would ask Shivani, when if you can ask any one person to interact with me, only one person that can unmute, and we will create a situation and ask that person to respond. Yes, who's this, please? Om
Preeti,
Shanti.
Preeti.
Okay, Preeti, come on.
Om Shanti ji.
Om Shanti. Answer this to me. And Preeti is there with us today on this journey. And I believe all of you will be answering and creating the same situation as I'm going to put forth to Preeti. And please be very truthful about the kind of emotional play that or emotional gamut that you undergo as I create a different situation for you. So
Okay.
Preeti, you are sitting typically in your home at 5 p.m. and your husband or somebody who is very close to you routinely comes back to your home after their work by 5:30. Now today, it's almost 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. and the person has not come back. You call the person's office. They have said that the person has left for the day. You call the person's mobile, maybe your husband or XYZ, anybody else. The mobile is showing switched off and not reachable. What will be the thoughts that will come to your mind? 3 choices: positive, neutral, or negative thoughts. One answer.
I don't know which bracket to put this in. I will
Only
always
one choice.
negative.
You will have a
negative.
positive thoughts. You have a
No.
neutral thoughts, or you will have a negative thoughts at that point.
Negative.
Only half an hour. You will have negative thoughts, or it could be even neutral. It could be even neutral because
not
it's only half an
positive.
hour. Okay.
Yeah.
So now
not
it's 6:30. It's 6:30 p.m. now. It's 6:30 p.m. The same situation. You again call that person. The situation is absolutely same. Is it possible that your thoughts will start turning out to be more negative now?
Yes.
Okay. Now it's 7 p.m. Your favorite food is lying in front of you. The television serial that you watch every day is right there in front of you. You really enjoy watching that particular television serial. But When you call that person, again, it is switched off and not reachable. Would you enjoy eating your meal? And would you enjoy watching the television at that time? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, now it's 7:15 p.m. 7:15 p.m., 7:30 p.m. You are again in your home. The situation is absolutely same.
Even worse.
Is it possible that in the air conditioned
Even worse now.
Mike, let me just put the situation to you, and you can answer that. Is it possible that in that air conditioned environment, remember, nothing has happened till now. All of you should remember that nothing has happened till now. But now in that air conditioned environment, is it possible that thinking about the worst possible outcome in that environment of 15 degrees or 12 degrees, you start sweating? Possible or not possible? You start sweating thinking about the worst possible outcome. Is it possible or not possible? Possible. It is definitely possible. Nothing has happened.
Possible.
Remember, nothing has happened. You are living that life, that emotion right here now. You are imagining, oh, how can this be? Pasina aa jayega mere par. Then it's 8 p.m. And suddenly at 8 p.m. there is a bell on the door, and you see the person you were really waiting for is right there in front of you. What happens? Your stress suddenly diffuses like a balloon. Irrespective of the emotions and the way you welcome, that's a different story, that person. But your stress will completely fade away. Now, my question to you is, from 5 till 8 p.m., did actually anything happen in your life?
No.
Nothing at all.
I created.
You created something. It's your choice. It was value neutral. You could have thought, oh, हो सकता है मोबाइल बंद हो गया, हो सकता है अपना चार्जर ले जाना भूल गए हो. It could have been anything. But only 3 years, you created a problem that actually never existed by creating a gamut of emotions, and that is called the art of overthinking, which is a curse for 99% of the people in 21st century.
Yeah.
Most of the things won't happen. You can mute yourself. Most of the things won't happen. But what we are doing is, by thinking, we create an emotional imbalance and we start thinking catastrophically. This is called catastrophic thinking. The worst possible thinking that we can imagine in our life. And why this is happening? Because our brain is working like a projector. Our mind is working like a projector. It can magnify small things into big things. You know, the projector will magnify small thing into a big thing, a 6-inch thing into a 6-foot thing. But what happens? The moment, remember this, the moment your brain, your mind is magnifying a small thing into a big thing, it is also magnifying the emotions associated with it. If we start magnifying small mistakes, small adverse situations into big things, oh, do you know aisa hua? Usne aisa kiya? Then you forward that message to 10 people, and those 10 people will further forward that message to viral that message to 10,000 other people. The negativity, the negative emotions will keep on spreading. And what is happening? This is what is happening today. The adversities are spreading, the fear is spreading because we are working like a projector. We are magnifying all the negative things. But remember, if you start magnifying small happiness in your life, if you turn adversities from large projection into a small thing, you also minimize the negative emotions with it. That's the key. Don't overthink in any particular situation. See the situations as they are. Don't see the situations as you want to see them. This gives you the ability to handle situations much, much, much better. The art of overthinking and catastrophic thinking has to be transformed or changed into the art of balanced thinking. You do this, any adversity you will be able to manage by the stability of your mind. You know, if there is a difficult operation, if there's a difficult surgery, I keep on telling my mind, I won't be able to manage it. Oh, it is so difficult. It is so complicated. And with this kind of a mindset, I go to operate a case. What will happen? I will never be able to create success in that. It will always be very, very difficult. But if I tell, oh, this is simple, I'm going to do this. I've done this in past. I won't be able to do it very easily. You are absolutely right. So whenever adversities are striking, the sixth message is accept yourself. Accept yourself. The moment adversities are happening, what do you tell yourself? What do we do? The moment we are faced with adversities, can anybody type in the chat box, which is the most common emotion that is always accompanying any adverse situation? Faced by a person, by an organization, by a family, the moment anything adverse or negative strikes, what is the second most common emotion that we face? What is the second most common? Insecurity. You are absolutely right. Fear is right. Anger is right. Chaos is right. Perfectly. Why me is right. These are all emotions. Why this is happening to me? But let me tell you, the most relevant emotion that is associated with adversities is the blame. We start blaming our own selves and blaming people. The moment you inculcate blame, who has done this? How did he do this? I have done this. Oh, how can I do this? If I create that blame repetitively in my life, I choose to create an emotional instability. When we are blaming people, situations, and different aspects of life for my plight today, for the present adverse situations, we destroy the clarity of our mind. Remember this forever in your life, what I am going to say, because blaming anyone and everyone and my own self, we are able to maintain the sight, but we lose the insight into the vision, into the situation. So always sit on a blameless chair. Have a solution focused approach. It is not important that who is responsible, but what is more important is what should we be doing that will give us more confidence. It is not important that what is the problem, but what is more important is how should we handle it that the situation can come out from negative to positive. Very important. Never blame. In an adverse situation, have a solution focused approach. In your family, kids are doing something wrong. Don't blame them. Sit with them. It doesn't matter. It happens with everyone. It is not a reason to worry. Explain, talk to them politely. In your organization, somebody is committing mistake. Doesn't matter. Talk to them politely. Yes, this has been done, but try not to repeat it. You encourage them, because once you are repetitively blaming, if I tell all 180 and 90 of you that you are all bad, you are not able to manage things, and I keep on doing this for next 1 year, you will start believing that you won't be able to do this. So it is very important to inculcate self-confidence in our life. Very, very important to do that. My second last message to you is, it's very important that if we want to manage and create a stable life, a positive response in adverse situations, it has to come from your mind, your own mind. And if you want to have a very positive and a powerful outcome of your mind, from your mind, we really need to declutter our. We really need to take care of our mind. Today, as in different situations, we are washing our hands, we sanitize our hands, we are wearing masks, and we are doing all sorts of things. Why? To protect our own body, our own physical self from the virus. But my question to you is, are we also taking some steps to create the emotional hygiene in our life? Is it possible or not possible? Huh? Can we do it or not? Let us do a very simple and a very interesting exercise. Can anybody, again, unmute Shivani, when can you identify another person who can do a very, very interesting exercise? And probably this is not only for one person, all 190 people, all of you should do this exercise today, what I'm going to tell. Okay? All of you should be there with me on this journey. So who's going to, who's this?
Yeah, is it okay? Should I do Ruchika this side?
So anybody?
That time the connection was an issue. Now
So
can you hear me?
May I know your name,
Yeah,
ma'am,
is it
please?
okay?
This is?
Ruchika.
Okay,
Ruchika.
Ruchika, come on. Now, my question to you and to all of you. Be very specific in the answers and be very candid, be very truthful, and we all will be very simple situations. So, if somebody has really harmed you emotionally, has hurt you emotionally, maybe 10 years back, maybe 5 years back, maybe 1 year back, Ruchika, and that person disappeared from your life, he or she never met you, and 5 years, 10 years down the lane, suddenly one day you see that person right there in front of you. Now, my question to all of you, just create your answer. What will be the kind of emotions that you will generate in your mind for that person? Answer, positive or negative. Be very truthful.
Yes, I think I'll be neutral because the time gap
Neutral.
between
Only one answer. Only one answer. That's fine.
neutral is
Is it possible? So,
possibility.
what
It
will
is
be the
possible because
answer?
the time gap is long.
Time gap is long. If a person is able to generate or is able to hurt, most of the people are saying positive, negative, negative, neutral, negative, positive, negative, negative. So we have a majorly negative role. So my question to you is, why neutral and why negative?
Why neutral and
Why
why?
negative? Why negative? If the person is having a response, you meet that person probably after 1 year, not after 10 years. So if you are meeting after 10 years, you say it is neutral. And if it is after 1 year, you say it is positive, probably negative. So why neutral and why negative? Only one reason for this. Come on. Any one of you.
The reason would be my ability to forgive. I'm a slow forgiver, I know.
No, that is not. I'm asking.
Time is the
I'm
biggest
asking you.
leader
No, very simple. Why did you
because the
generate?
gap
Why
is
did
long.
your
Yeah.
mind? Why did your mind generate?
Because the mind has been
May
thinking
I
the same aspect.
request only Ruchika to answer? You can all type your answers. We'll be able to interact. We will examine everything. Okay, Ruchika.
Please complete
Why
your
did you
question.
generate? Why did you generate positive or negative or neutral? Why?
Why,
What made your
matlab,
mind think? Why? What made your mind think?
see,
What was
one
the
is my past interaction, the memory of it.
so?
That
So
that is the reason for
you say
negativity that was produced
perfect. So
initially.
you say it is in your memory, right?
Yes,
So why it is in your memory?
because the impact factor, depending on what happened, would have left the mark.
So
And my
if I say to all of you, you all are absolutely right, whatever you are typing. So if I say all of us choose to carry that particular situation in our mind over that 5-10 years, am I right or wrong? Yes, Ruchika, or not?
yes, in a way,
Yes,
and that is what leads
it is
to our
naturally there.
reactions. Yes, otherwise we won't react at all.
Naturally. So you give space to your mind. Now, if you can mute yourself now. So now, if one person hurts you in a single day and you allow that emotion to come into your mind, if 365 days you meet 365 people who hurt you in your life and you allow those emotions to give an impact to your mind, if you do this exercise for 10 years, that means 3,650 people who have hurted you, and you allow those emotions to stay in your mind. And sometimes we meet more people who are creating that level of negativity in your mind, and you carry everything in your mind. Will your mind become a beautiful mind, or will your mind turn into a dustbin?
You've given the answer. We are carrying
No,
onions,
ask
something like
yourself.
that.
Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Yes, let me put it in another way. Let me put it in another way. Will you all do an exercise for me for next 10 days? For next 7 days? Please raise your hands. Come on. You can do at least this much for me. Please, everybody, raise your hand. Only 2 people are raising. No other people are raising. Please raise your hand. Oh, everybody is going to do this. I'm going to give you a very, very simple exercise only for 1 day. Are you going to do that exercise for me? Yes or no? Okay, now everybody is raising. Very simple exercise. So for next 7 days, I am asking you that when you are cleaning your home, cleaning your dirt of your home, your bathroom, your kitchen, for next 7 days, all the dirt and negativity, जितना भी घर का कूड़ा निकलता है, उस सारे कूड़े को आपको अपने घर में संभाल कर ड्राइंग रूम में डेकोरेट करके रखना. You all have to decorate all the dirt and mud that you are creating in your life, that you are cleaning in, gathering from your home, and gather that thing, decorate it into your drawing room. Ready or not? Ready or not?
No.
Now, why not? You just promised me, you raised your hand that you will be able to do that. Why not? Because you are trying to clean your home every day. You want your home to be clean every day, but you don't want your mind to be cleaned for years and years together. And then when an adversity strikes in a mind which is full of negativity, which is full of fear, which is full of worry, anxiety, how will we be able to manage those adverse situations? Check these: the anger, the irritation, the hatred, the jealousy, competition, criticism, complaining against each other, expectations. These are the only 8 emotions that are practically governing our life today. Our life is revolving around these emotions. And when we are repetitively using them, our mind becomes a garbage box. We are holding on to these negativities. Let me ask you, is it natural to be angry, or is it natural to create love in our life? Is it natural to create irritation, or is it natural to be compassionate, loving, acceptance, happiness, appreciation, understanding, and be adapting towards everyone? Your call. These are the emotions which are our innate emotions. We are designed to work like this. We are tuned, we are programmed. Our human life, our human soul is programmed to be loving, to be accepting, to be caring, to be compassionate. But when we are repetitively using these negative emotions, then we say anger is natural, irritation is natural, complaint is natural, थोड़ा तो criticism होता ही है, इतना एक्सपेक्टेशन तो होता ही है, कंपटीशन तो होना ही चाहिए, कभी कभी हमारे को दूसरे से आगे बढ़ने की चाह आ जाती है. This is not our own self. If we want to heal ourselves, let us understand that today human beings are not just communicating with their language. If we use our vibrations, to communicate, our mind power, our positive mind power to communicate, we will completely transform our life. So these are the time to hold hands and not grudges. These are the times to create love, affection for everyone. And you see, when love is the language that governs our life, when acceptance is the language that governs our life, what will an adversity do to us? It cannot do anything to us. It cannot harm us, because together we always win. It is bound to get defeated. So always create pure and positive thoughts. Take out time to nurture yourself. Take out time to create more positive and powerful impact in your life. My last message to you is, whenever adversity is striking, we all are in search of space. All are in search of a beautiful space. And what is that space? That space is the meditation, the spiritual quarantine that we create in our life. The spiritual quarantine. As we were all quarantined in the COVID times, do we take out time to quarantine our own self? See, if I am to ask you that which one is more easy to read, is this one more easy to read, or is this one more easy to read? What would your answer be? You can read both of them. Even you can read this one, the content is same, but you can also read this one. But this is more easy to read because of single reason, because there are spaces in between the words. Meditation is similar. The moment we create space in our thoughts, meditation is about giving space to your mind. The moment we create space in our life, our thoughts decrease in number. Our thoughts become slow. And the moment our thoughts are decreasing and are becoming slow, the quality of our thoughts increases. The quality of our thoughts increases and the quantity decreases. The clarity increases. And we are able to be very decisive and very focused in our approach. So meditation is nothing but giving space to our mind. Space allows us to create and experience the unlimited innate qualities of ourselves, the peace, the love, the happiness, the power, the knowledge, and the purity. And when we are experiencing them, the bliss is automatically happening. When we are doing this, we are not just working by our left brain, which is a scientific, a reasoning, a accurate, a decisive, and a logical brain. But the moment we meditate, we are also activating our right brain, which is loving, a creative, a more passionate, a more loving, and a more intuitive brain. This is you. This is the holistic approach to manage any situation in your life. Managing adversities cannot be done alone by our left brain or by analyzing. Managing adversities is all about a global and a more holistic. Why? Because when you meditate, look at the unbalanced brainwave pattern in your brain. The both brains are not synced with each other. But when you are meditating for 15 minutes, the anxiety, depression, and weakened mental health is replaced by a more powerful integrated immune system, health system. After 15 minutes of meditation, look at the harmony and the synchrony that is created in both the brains. Look at what happens at only 20 minutes of meditation, that there is complete synchrony in both the brains. Absolute and complete synchrony. This is the power of meditation. I'll in last show you a beautiful example that how I use this meditation. This was the illness that I was suffering in June 2005 when I was suffering from multi-drug resistant brain tuberculosis, a large mass in my brain. Look at this. June 15, 2005. It started in June 2003, March 2003. And ultimately I was resistant to 18 drugs and gulping almost 14 to 15 tablets a day. Ultimately, after 2 years of ordeal, the surgery was done in my brain on 20th June 2005. And I thought that this illness is now gone. But what happened? In January 2006, after the surgery, look at this, the old mass started regressing, but a new mass had appeared in my brain. Look at the mass in the cerebellum. I was already on the optimal medicines. This was not operable at that time. What did I think? I think this is time that I use the power of meditation to heal myself, to energize and empower myself. And I started doing a focused meditation for my brain for 1 year. For 1 year continuously, I'm a peaceful and powerful soul. I'm absolutely healthy. All the medicines that I'm taking are having a very powerful impact on my brain. And this lesion is gradually disappearing. I am getting healed. And then after 1 year of practicing, look at the scans in April 2007. The lesion had completely disappeared from my brain, absolutely vanished. Not only that, the older lesion had also been completely practically healed. The power of meditation and belief system. This is the art of managing adversities. Science can do, but it has limitation. Logic can do everything, but it has limitation. But when your thoughts start working and creating magic, when one signal goes from your brain to 50 trillion cells of your body, your all cells start dancing to the same tune and create a very powerful immune response. So let us sit down and experience the power of meditation before we end the session. You have the power. The message is only one and one. All these things again shorten and go back to you. People are going to pressurize you. Telephones are there, challenges are there, pressures are there. But here you are in between, detached and unplugged. Reconnect in a much more beautiful and a more powerful way. That is the art of meditation. So let us sit back and relax. As I sit down and breathe comfortably, I let go of all the negativity, all the uneasiness, all the hurt that bothers me. I turn my attention to my thoughts, to my mind, to my inner self. See yourself. You are not this body. You are a driver, a energy, a consciousness, a God spot, a being, a light residing in this body, the soul. You are a loving soul. Love is your natural nature. You are a very peaceful soul. Eternal peace, eternal love and peace is empowering and energizing my every single thought. Let me choose to take care of my mind, of my thoughts. I let go of all the anger. I let go of all the worry, the hatred, the jealousy. I clean my mind today. I decorate my thought. I decorate my mind with God's love, with God's power of happiness, joy, and purity for everyone. See yourself as a very powerful and pure soul. I'm healing myself. This God's love and energy creates a very powerful aura around me that protects me, that energizes me, that keeps me safe. I slow down. I choose happiness and bliss and compassion. This is me. Compassion, love, and happiness. For everyone, for nature, for the whole universe. Stay in this peaceful state. transform. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So you see that if you want to design a destiny, if you want to manage adversities, it's all about energizing and taking care of your thoughts. It's nothing outside. It's not about managing people and managing situations. Just meditation tells you to manage your own self. Just only one thing. Just manage our own self and your whole life, your whole, you know, situation, your whole destiny will be created according to the way you want. So this is all about adversity quotient, and you would be thinking that it is so easy, there is nothing difficult, and you have to do it for yourself. So I would be very happy that in case any questions, I have not been able to see the chat box, but in case there are any questions, any comments or anything, I would be very happy to answer them and happy to take them. And I only request you that these turbulent times, these difficult times will be coming like waves, and they are not going to decrease. They are probably going to increase in the near future. But today I have to take care of myself. Self-care, being selfish for your own self is wonderful. It's worth it. It's very, very important. Self-care is very important because an empty bowl cannot give to anyone. First, fill yourself with God's love. When you are empowering yourself, filling yourself with God's love, it is only then you will be able to radiate this love and blessings to everybody. Thank you and Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, Mohit Bhai, for this wonderful and insightful session. We are getting very good feedback in our chat box. I'm sure all participants loved listening to you. It was beautifully presented. Your slides were so apt, and I could see that people were so very much engaged and they could relate. I could see many people being relating to all the examples quoted by you. So thank you so much for making time for this session today and helping us understand how to handle adversities in such a easy yet such a nice way. Thank you very much. And if you would like to go back and listen to this recording of today's session, we will share the YouTube link on our screen. You can please make note of it. It is SiT Hyderabad. You can always go back and listen to it again, because there are many requests I see about the YouTube link. So you can always, and there is a QR code shared wherein you can share your feedback and any topic of your choice also in the future sessions of ours. As you all know, that every second Saturday of the month, we have been hosting such kind of online retreat since last March last year. It's online. Otherwise, it used to be at our Gachibowli Retreat Center in Hyderabad. But now that it's online, you can always join and you can share it with other people also, so that it might make a difference in their life. So once again, thank you all participants for joining and making this session a grand success. And thank you for your active participation. It was wonderful to have you all, and looking forward to see you all again in the coming sessions as well. Thank you so much, Mohit Bhai, and we really look forward to have more of your sessions in our IT programs. It was really, really an eye-opener session, one of the best sessions so far, I can say, because we've been listening to many speakers worldwide from the last 1 year. We had this opportunity due to COVID. We could explore many speakers across the globe. But looking at today's session and the feedback, I am very sure that people loved it, and they would love to listen to you again. So best wishes to you for conducting such wonderful sessions. Till then, all participants, please take care, and Om Shanti. Good night.